30 days on the carnivore diet, and I am down 26 pounds. In that 30 days, this is the full list of foods that I had: 40 eggs, 8 bacon strips, 1.5 steaks, half-pound ground beef, 18 sausages, 2 6-ounce salmon fillets, 1 egg bite, 1 pound pork rinds, 20 crab legs, 18 prawns, 4 chicken thighs, and 2 chicken legs. I weighed myself about 2 weeks before starting the carnivore diet, and I was at 270. And I weighed in today, and I'm at 244.5 pounds. The first week was really tough because I was going through withdrawals from carbs and sugars and everything else, because on this diet I only ate those foods that I just listed, and I had water, and I also had electrolytes. Going through the withdrawals was really tough. I was having headaches and stomach aches, and I was extremely tired, and I was having cravings a lot, like just of everything, every food. The second week seemed to be the easiest, surprisingly enough, out of all of the weeks. I had kind of found like the food that was the easiest for me to eat a decent amount of, which was sausages and eggs. I was having 2 sausages and 3 eggs once a day. During the whole process, I was pretty much just like 1 meal a day. I was getting very small amount of calories in, because I just wasn't super hungry for meat. Like, mostly my hunger comes from just straight like cravings and addiction to unhealthy foods. So I was really figuring out like what being hungry actually felt like. During the third week, I was still pretty good for the maybe first 2 days or something into the third week, and I was feeling all right. And then I ended up doing a 48-hour fast during that third week, and I just didn't eat one day, and I was like, it was like 9 p.m. and I realized I hadn't had anything to eat, and I wasn't really that hungry, so I just didn't bother eating. And then waking up the next day, I thought, I might as well just try and like roll this into a 48-hour fast. And after that fast, it kind of like threw me off, because after the 48-hour fast, I tried to have my normal sausage, and I just tried to have 1 sausage because I knew I wouldn't be that hungry, and 2 eggs, and I only managed to eat half of that, and that was all I ate for that day. And then the next day, still wasn't that hungry. I believe I had maybe crab, and then I had crab for 2 days in a row, and then I tried sausage again, and then I tried steak again. I tried ground beef, like just plain burger patties. And then pretty much the entire last week, 4th week, I had seafood, which was crab and shrimp, and I tried lobster, didn't really like it. And then chicken for like the last 4 days. I just pretty much had chicken, like a chicken thigh or a chicken leg or both, depending on how hungry I was. I noticed a reduction in inflammation in my body for like the first week, and then after the first week's with like withdrawal symptoms and stuff, since switching to this type of diet was such a shock to my system, it put me into a pretty bad flare-up for my ankylosing spondylitis. I'll just call it AS from now on. And yeah, it put me into a really bad flare-up, probably the worst flare-up I've had in, I don't even know how long, months, maybe over a year. And yeah, that flare-up lasted pretty well up until now kind of started wearing off into like at the end of the fourth week or the end of the third week a little bit is a mix of the lost weight and decline in inflammation. I feel it in my bad hip and in my lower back, kind of, because I do have pain in like the muscles of my lower back, not so much directly on the spine and the sacroiliac is where most of the inflammation normally happens. I don't feel it so much there. Um, I had a really tough time stomaching beef for some reason. I tried steaks and I've tried ground beef, and even just thinking about it now makes me kind of squeamish. So I did eat as much beef, red meat as I should have, because the carnivore diet is strongly red meat beef based. Like I feel like that's where you get most of the benefits from is the beef, because all the carnivores I've seen on YouTube and stuff, they just steaks, ground beef, steaks. Um, so I really just wasn't getting the amount of food and probably nutrition that I should have been getting, and somebody that is actually properly doing carnivore gets. So I was very low energy for the majority of the time. Um, I noticed a lack of brain fog, which was kind of nice, which is weird too, because normally when I'm low energy and stuff, I have massive amounts of brain fog, but I didn't have it. Um, I noticed a difference in like my day-to-day like depression and state of mind was more positive and less hopeless, and I thought that was a pretty interesting thing. I will be switching over to more of a keto paleo type diet, just like very low carb, low to no sugar, um, veggie, meat, and fruit based diet from now on, until maybe I get a better understanding of the carnivore diet, and I'll try again down the road. Um, Hoping to keep the weight off, maybe even hopefully lose more weight. Um, and yeah, that was my results from 1 month on carnivore. Thanks.